Okay, and then I use these pictures in class to try and help you see where you're supposed to look in terms of level. So what you're supposed to be able to see in these pictures, they're not perfectly clear or anything, but the idea is that if I look at this meniscus, it looks like it's between these two lines in there, which that looked a little funky, but it looks like it's about a 4.3 and then something between the 3 and the 4. And that's the estimated digit that I'm looking for, but really that's not where this is supposed to be. If I look at the picture as a whole and I look up here, I have this camera on level with the 7 line, and I'm looking down at the water level. Right? I can tell that because I'm looking down at the 6 because the backside of the line that goes around the cylinder is visible above the front line. And if I looked up even higher, the backside of the 8 is lower than the front line. That's how I know I'm pretty level with the 7, somewhere in between the 6 and the 8. Right? So really, although I could make a measurement here, it's going to be above the 0.3. Whereas if I look at this next picture, this is at the 0.3. Same graduated cylinder. This is at like 4.3, maybe exactly on that line right now. I still need to estimate this digit, but same problems, right? It looks like I'm on level with the 5, whereas the 4, I can see the backside slightly above the front side. So really, considering the water level is closer to the 4 than the 5, it would be best if I looked all the way over here. This picture, I have the 4 line level, the backside of 5 is underneath the front. So this is the best picture, this is the best angle out of the options given. And realistically, that meniscus is below the 3. So if you want to read something accurately, this actually should be a 4.2, and then you make an estimate from there. If I try and put a halfway mark between between the 2 and 3 now, I mean, I'm probably near halfway. Am I a little bit over or under? Let's just say I think it's exactly halfway, and I call it 4.25. That's a better measurement, 4.25 milliliters, than 4.30 would have been here, or 4.3. This is like 4.34 possibly. So you can get wildly different measurements by looking at the wrong angles. You need to get level, and you should be using the lines on the graduated cylinder. When I see that this 3 line, right, excuse me, when I see the backside of that 3 a little high above, the backside of 5 was low, 4 was level, it's closest to 4. That's the best I can do. That's where I should be looking from. It's possible that I should be maybe a little bit higher than where it is, because in reality, it'd be nice if I could see, the backside of 4 just above the front and the backside of 5 just below, because really you want to be level with exactly where the bottom of the meniscus is. But that's why you get that error on that last digit. That's why some of us will say 5, some of us will say 6, some of us will say 4. But it's unlikely that any of us will say a 9 or a 1 if it's in the middle like it kind of is right there. So you do the best you can with what you got, but try to get level so that you can get an appropriate reading.